You think we should start driving?
I think maybe we should get in.
Let's start driving. Let's see how much fucking gas we can burn.
Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you what toads my wet sprocket today.
Oh, yeah. We're going to see what
pissed.
itches your ass.
It's itching my ass.
I'd love to hear it, instead of me talking about how itchy my ass is and how I got to dig my fingers really deep in there and they fucking smell all day. I'd like to hear about your problems.
Well, I got pissed and I thought of our last conversation about driving and how much you hate to drive, and I think somebody finally pushed me to my limit.
Wow, what happened?
These stupid fuckers. When I drop my fucking kids off at school, everybody who is at that school in their car dropping these kids off, they've all got an IQ of fucking 10. They've got an IQ of fucking 10.
That's too low.
They are retarded as fuck. They should not even be riding a tricycle, let alone driving a car. These fucking idiots.
10 though. I think 75 10. Is the cutoff.
I think 75 is breathing. I don't even think these folks are there. This is fucking insane.
Wow, what happened?
If you go down, if I drop my kids off, my daughter's in high school, if I drop her off at the wrong time of morning, if I'm there when everybody else is there, it is a cluster fuck circus of fucking idiots. Assholes.
Wait,
total assholes.
By circus of idiots, you mean just the other parents?
Yeah. Yes.
So
because bus drivers know what the fuck to do. Bus drivers don't seem to have this problem.
All the other fuckers, people with kids,
every
AKA parents,
single. The first thing you get when you drive up, first thing you get when you drive up is a bunch of people. It's a 2-lane street right in front of this fucking school, and instead of just pulling up and letting their kids out and driving away, they got to sit there jerking off for like 10 minutes, backing up this shit. So then people pull into the second lane and they start backing up, doing the same stupid shit.
What
you
are
sit
they
there
doing?
And you wait. Who knows? They're probably licking their ass.
Wow.
I don't know. It's crazy. It's like, I can drop my kid off. I got it in 30 seconds, man. I can stop the car. Bam, she's out the door. I'm on my way. Why these people can't do this, I have no fucking clue.
You know what?
And there's an $8 million. I'm not done.
Okay.
There's an $8 million fucking project that's going to be going on. They're saying that they're going to clean it at the high school, at the high school and the middle school. Apparently they're going to spend $8 million to upgrade the facilities, this and that. And then I saw today one of the line items was something about fucking cleaning up how the drop-off works. And and I'm telling them, unless they've got someone out there with a gun telling people to move the fuck along, nothing they do is going to work.
Right.
So after this, okay, so this is like a normal morning if I go at the wrong time of day.
And what's wrong? What's your window?
8:15 to 8:25 is a fucking nightmare.
Wow.
Down there.
And so you got to be there.
I'm glad when my kid is running late. She doesn't want to go early because they don't open the fucking doors right away. And then she doesn't. I don't want to go when they're supposed to be there. So I'm fine with her being 5-10 minutes late to school every day because I don't want to deal with these assholes. But then this past Friday, I think, it was Friday. So I get done dropping off. And so then you turn left out of this street and you come to a yield sign. And there's a street coming the other way that's got a curve that goes to the left as you're driving on that street. And this lady pulls up in a car. This was my fucking limit. She pulls up in this car and she acts as if she's got the yield.
Mm-hmm.
I've got the fucking yield sign. My tax dollars paid for that yield sign. I'm using it. So I'm sitting right there. This freaking freak of nature sits there and starts waving me on. She wants me to go. Now, she has no stop sign. She has no yield sign. She's just supposed to keep driving her car. She's just supposed to keep driving. Just keep driving. And she won't. She won't drive. She stops. And then she starts waving as if she's doing me a fucking favor. And I'm like, I don't need a favor. I need you to follow. I need you to follow. I sat my ass right there. And she kept waving. And she kept waving more intensely.
Wow.
Like that was going to change my decision. And all I did is I took my hand and I pointed. My yield. I pointed at my yield sign. And I said, here's my yield sign. She sat there for another 15, 20 seconds. Cars start piling up behind her. And then she decides, I guess I better follow the rules because this guy's following the rules. He's not going to take my gracious. And it reminded me of of all these people that go through the fucking fast food places and they pay for the person behind them.
Oh.
And, they kind of try to keep that chain of shit going. Like they're doing something special. Like they're doing everybody a fucking favor. Right. You know who they're not doing a favor for? The people who are trying to keep track of who's paid for what behind that window. And also making it a fucking guilt trip if you don't do it. And I'm like, fuck you. If you paid for my meal, I'm on my way. See you the fuck later. And I'll tell the person in the window, you're all set now. You don't have to worry about keeping this shit going. And like, why? Like, if you're going to be nice at something that doesn't already have nicety rules. Like, the rules for a yield sign are pretty fucking clear. The rules for a drive-up window are pretty fucking clear. And paying for somebody else's meal, you want to pay for somebody else's meal, go find a homeless person and pay for their meal.
So wait,
they're not at a drive-up window.
So yeah,
fuck these people.
You're pissed off.
I am
about people being nice.
I know, right?
That's
how it makes me feel.
You're like,
but I'm not the bad guy here.
You'd rather they were all fucking pricks and dicks and asses.
I'd rather they just follow the fucking rules.
Like a dick.
And be nice where there are no rules.
I got a couple questions. So let's back it up over here. Go back to the first problem you had. So I got a few questions, but I also have solutions. So the whole thing with your window from 8:15 to 8:25 is a nightmare, you said, right?
It's a pain in the ass.
So let me ask you this. I know how you can solve that, and let me know how you feel about this. But first of all, how far away is the house from the school? How far are you driving?
It's a 4 or 5 minute drive. It's ridiculous, but I don't want my daughter walking the
like a meth addict.
Yeah, right.
So that makes sense. Your daughter's got to go to be safe because between the house and the school, she might disappear.
There's railroad. I mean, the route she'd have to take takes her right through where the railroad tracks are, and it's kind of got concealed places where somebody could be hiding.
Yeah, why is it that railroad tracks are always
I don't know, man.
Where the danger
Isn't that something?
Always,
isn't that amazing?
Wrong side of the tracks, by the tracks, on the tracks.
Yeah, don't go down by the tracks.
Something about fucking tracks.
I know. And it's true.
So we can't do nothing about the drive. The drive has to happen.
We kind of got to do the drive. And let me before you even go any further, I think I know where you're going with this. Like, why not drop her off somewhere else, right? Well, I could pull up to the side loop. There's another fucking side loop. Do you think people behave any differently there than they do in the
I didn't
loop?
even consider that. So wait,
no.
You're trying to drop her off right at the fucking right spot, but now I didn't even think of that. Like, she could walk within sight so that you could see. So you could just like almost not even stop and just be like, yo, get out here. And just let her fucking fall out like a stuntman.
It doesn't matter because I'm already on the street. No matter where I drop her off on the street near that school, I still have to keep going straight and go up around where all the retards are.
Well,
so I can't really avoid them because they back all up in front of this building. And there's really no place to turn around. And unless you're going through one of these loops.
There's a designated spot, then there's a loop, and then there's no third possible genius from afar option.
I not really. I mean, I don't know if the doors in the back are locked. I could probably pull into the parking lot in the back of the building and see if she can get in there. But why should I have to do that when the simple fact is all you got to do is pull up, open your door, your kid gets out, and you drive away. Some of these people, they park there. They'll park there for half an hour for some reason, right in that fucking lane. Man, what is that?
I wish I could see
What are they doing?
I wish I could see it, because I got so many questions.
I will grab you. Maybe the next episode we'll have a dash cam of that.
Right, that's what you need, a dash cam. So
I think I'm going to get a dash cam and I'm going to show you one of these days, because holy shit, it made me never want to drive again. Because somebody can get in the limo and they can drive my ass around and drive her to school.
So let me ask you, so how many of these fucking cars pile up like fucking dopes at this time that fuck everything up?
You can probably fit, if you go double, when they really build up and they're both in the two lanes of that loop in front, there's probably about 15 cars in front, and then they're all backed up around because everybody comes around and is waiting.
Wow.
So I would say at any given point, you could have up to like 25 cars, 30 cars in front of that high school.
Now, let me ask you this.
That open, where you're supposed to drop everybody off, and it's ridiculous.
Because here, if that happens, you're really bottlenecked because your only option here to lose your mind, because people start like losing their minds here. And what we do here, when we start losing our minds, you're like 3 to 10 cars back from like some kind of slow down shit, especially like yours, like your type of thing. We have school buses that do the same thing. It's almost like all the school buses.
Sure.
There's like 5 of them and they don't know what to do. And then they're all piled up like fucking constipated stool over there. And then everybody's behind them like, what the fuck? Or like they're like, what is this? What is this shit? Like school? Right?
Right.
So you know what they do?
Honking.
Everyone honks. They're fucking. Does anybody honk over there?
That's just it. Nobody honks.
Why? I would be honking my balls off. Why you guys not even? How can you be so pissed and not one little honk?
I know. I don't, because I just never honk my horn like that.
That's
because
what your problem
these
is.
people, I guess.
You need to go
Have
ballistic.
you ever seen it work?
Have
you ever seen it work?
Have you ever seen? All it does is work over here. Let me tell you, especially if you're the guy who's the only one honking, and all of a sudden everybody's like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
If I moved up there,
Wouldn't that be something?
not only would be honking, they'd be like, "Get out of you!" I'd get out, pointing and yelling, telling people. All of a sudden, I need like the yellow vest, and I'm fucking directing traffic because they're all too stupid. Like that's the level I'm going to. But I didn't even think of that.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's times when I've come so close to just honking on the horn and laying on it until somebody moves.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, when I honk the horn, I don't just beep and then beep again and beep again. If you've pushed me to the point where I'm honking my horn, I just press it and I hold it.
Yeah, you look like that guy that holds it. You're just going to hold it like you died on it.
I hold it for like a minute and a half. I will hold it until it starts getting hot.
You start holding it until you start wondering what's going on.
Yeah, like who's honking? Oh, it's me.
Right.
I mean, because it's a worse sound than just honk here and there, blah blah blah. What are you doing? And I can tap on it. If somebody just needs they need to wake up.
That's how a real asshole honks.
Yeah,
the old press and hold.
So, but I just it is. I will openly admit it's a different kind of thing up here, and there's not a lot of honking going on up here.
I think you guys got to start
really. Anywhere. You
guys got to start. And you got to like put in the fucking cucaracha fucking sounds.
Didn't they have a law down there? Didn't they make a law against rampant honking or something at one point?
Here?
Yeah, wasn't there some sort of law that one of the fucking mayors tried to pass saying no more, like you don't honk.
That's a funny. That's a funny
hilarious?
law because no way that exists. There's no way that exists.
I'm going to look it up.
If that exists, it's got to be the stupidest, fakest law because there ain't nobody anywhere that's going to fucking enforce it at all.
Nobody would be able to enforce it. That's why I laughed at it when I saw it.
But you know what is funny? You know what's a real law that they're putting in that the governor just said? Did you hear about this shit?
No.
And I don't want to get off your topic, but since you brought that up, I'm going to say this real quick. And then maybe we can hold on to it because I am waiting for your amusement. Ready? They set up this thing where they said, we got fucking microphones over here in the cameras, the speed cameras. So we're going to turn on those little microphones and we're going to hook them up to little fucking, I don't know, iPhones or some shit to tell us the SPLs of the cars going by. And if your fucking car goes over 95 dB, I think the bitch said, we're going to send you a nice $200 ticket. And then if you do it again, the next ticket is $800. And then if you do it again, next ticket, which, by the way, we're talking about auto tickets that just end up at your house because the camera took a picture. The third ticket is $2,000.
Yeah, there's no human behind any of it. Isn't that crazy?
God. I'm like, no way you're not going to fucking do this shit.
Now, up here, we used to have, when I was growing up, we had some sort of enforcement of that. Like, if you had a muffler that was just outrageous, or no muffler at all, there was a pretty good chance you were going to get pulled over. Like, your vehicle's just too fucking loud. Especially if you're driving around at like 11:30 at night, annoying the shit out of everybody. Somebody calls the cops. They'll find you and they'll ticket you.
Well, what's funny is people don't drive around without mufflers here. That's like some kind of upstate. I don't want to fix my muffler.
It is. It's a redneck thing. The louder your car is, the more cool you are.
Is it that they're cool or they couldn't afford the muffler? Because that's not cool.
It has everything to do with being cool.
No, but that doesn't make sense because then if your fucking muffler fell off. And you got to go get your car inspected. Guess what? You're not getting an inspection. You guys get your car inspected?
Exhaust systems on these cars, yeah. But they that's what I said. It used to be that this law was enforced, and now they don't give a fuck. I haven't seen. I've got cars that drive by my house. Of course, I'm right on the main road here. They drive by my house all the time, loud as hell. Loud as hell. And I've never seen anybody. They just don't pull people over for that anymore. They used to.
Let me ask you another question. Because you're not in the city. So, like, what I was trying to say is if we get backed up here, there's nowhere to go. If you're fucking enterprising and you're in a certain area, you could get on the sidewalk and just fucking drive up the sidewalk, up the whole block. But that's like some like last case scenario because if the sidewalk's not wide enough, sometimes you can't do it. Because you'll hit like a pole or something and you'll be fucked. Right. So what I'm saying is over there, I can't even imagine that you're even really blocked in. Like, can't you just like ride over grass and just go around everybody? Like, why is everyone stopped there if you're stuck? Like, if I got a 4x4, right? This fucking thing has 4-wheel drive. If everybody's in my way and I'm not honking because I don't feel like it, you know what I do? I'm driving over everything and then I just leave. Like, I don't understand. Like, what is the fucking problem over there?
Right.
Like, why don't you just do that?
There's not that kind of layout in front of the building.
Well, what do you mean layout? What's blocking your way?
Well, there's a median, but it's got trees in it, and there's once you get out in front of that building, there's no place to go.
Oh, so there really is no room?
Yeah, it's very similar. I think that's what part of the capital improvement project's going to be.
They're going to get rid of that shit.
They're going to either move things around. They're going to try and make this loop better somehow. And I'm trying to say to them, you can't make it better because no matter what you do, people are going to pull up and they're going to stop and they're going to park and they're going to sit there for no fucking reason. And you don't have anybody enforcing the move it along, sir rule.
Right. You know what you need? You need a fucking official.
Don't wave me on out of my yield. Get the fuck out of my way so I can go.
You need a real New Yorker to be up there and be like, oh, Jesus. I know what I would do exactly. I'm like, fuck this.
I'm sure I know what you would do, but boy.
Well,
I'd stick out like a sore thumb, and I should be more of an asshole.
I was gonna say, if you're not gonna do anything and you're gonna be all passive aggressive and shit, like it sounds like all you motherfuckers are up there because you're afraid to honk. What I would do is, it sounds like, and your daughter might not like this. That's the only problem.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it?
You're gonna have
I don't want to embarrass her. So you'd be like, who? Going to the school's like, who? Why was your dad like losing his shit?
Well, no, you're not. You're not going to embarrass her. It's just that she might end up cooler because I'm just saying, like, she's in high school now. Is that it?
Yeah, she's a freshman.
Okay, so this might help. See, what I would have to do if I didn't have the balls enough to do every possible thing because I was afraid to fucking honk or whatever the fuck is going on over there, or I'm afraid to drive on the median on 2 wheels and shit like that. I would just say, listen, to my daughter, I'd be like, listen, honey, you're going to have to start to smoke. And then I'll drop you off early, and if it's too early, just stand out there and smoke.
Stand out there and smoke.
Yeah, that's what you do when you smoke. I got nothing better to do. I'll buy you a pack of cigarettes.
I'll buy you a carton for
We're going out there at 8 a.m., so I don't have to, and you're out there smoking.
I don't even smoke, but I'll stand out there and smoke with you.
There you go. 2 smokers. Perfect.
2 smokers. And then there'll be some creepy guy and his daughter out in front of the high school.
now you guys are bonding. Everything's great.
Yeah, I think maybe that might be the solution. Yeah.
Somebody pisses you off looking at you funny. You stand there and go, fuck you looking at. Screaming at 8:03 in the morning.
Yeah, then I can watch as the parents start complaining about the guy who swears and smokes every morning.
That's amazing.
That would be cool.
I mean, you couldn't be any worse than any other fuckhead up there.
I know. And the middle school was worse. When I used to drop off, there's only one loop there, and it's small, and everybody used to pull in and either sit there or they'd park and get out of their car and walk away, as if that loop was not there for anything other than just another retarded-looking parking lot.
Wow.
And I just don't get it. I mean, half the time if I were honking, I'd probably be honking at no one because there's nobody in the car. It's just sitting there.
Wait, so what do you mean? They leave the car?
They leave the car.
Where are they going?
I don't know.
You could do that?
They do it, and nobody says shit to them.
But they shouldn't be allowed to do that, right?
I know, right? Exactly. But there's nobody out there.
That's what happens when you live in fucking East Bumblefuck of nowhere.
You got somebody outside. They got somebody outside your schools moving people along, telling them to keep moving.
Here? Everybody, they're like, fuck you. Literally. They just come out and they're like, hey, shut the fuck up. I got a job to do. Fuck face. And then everybody keeps honking. Nobody gives a fuck. Because they're like, look, what are you going to do? Up until you come up to me with a baseball bat or you got a gun and you're going to try to shoot me, I don't give a fuck. That's how we are. Everybody's fearless.
I think the gun is the answer.
Well, the thing is, they're just banking on they're hoping that you're one of those people who's not an off-duty cop who's going postal. So they're like, fuck you. You don't have a gun. You're not going to shoot me over this. Or, you're not some crazy drug dealer or some shit. So they're like, fuck you. This every now and then you hear yelling out there, a lot of F-bombs.
Sure.
Hey, go fuck yourself. Hey, fuck your mother. Hey, fuck. And you're just like, must be must be the school bus problem again at the fucking kindergarten.
But it's funny because the school buses here are not the problem. It's just the people dropping their kids off in their cars.
Yeah, well, I guess what our problem is, the school buses technically wouldn't be a problem if we didn't also have 30,000 people right behind them all the time, But what they do is they pile up, they're blocking the street, and they got nowhere to go. So now no one's got nowhere to go for 20 minutes at fucking 2:30 in the afternoon. And then it's fucking like a war zone right outside my fucking house over here.
Yeah.
Just everyone gets out of their car, standing out looking like it's that movie War of the Worlds. They're just like, what the fuck? They're like, what's going on? It's like, there's a fucking, what's happening? Something, a fucking water line? What the fuck? Move it.
Shit. That's right.
The best is when somebody's like, really lost it, and they come out, they're like, come on, you fucking jackass, where'd you get your fucking license? And they just won't stop talking. It's just like, holy cow, that guy's really lost it.
They get out and they walk up to your window and start pointing at you and shouting.
Oh, they want you to come out and like prove to them that you're a person.
Right.
Man.
So I don't know. What they're going to do, but I think if I could, my solution would be to forget driving the car or my truck. I would buy a tank.
Oh, wow.
And I would drive my daughter to school in a tank. And everybody who was sitting on their asses in that loop, I would drive over them with my tank.
Holy shit. How long do you think that could go on for?
Well, when's the last time you saw someone steal a tank and start using it for shit? That took them a while to take the guy down.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, that's in the news on one day, and then on the next day, that guy's dead or in jail.
You don't think I'd last a day, huh?
I mean, look, the last time something like that happened was the guy who stole that fucking plane and started doing loop-de-loops, and he was screaming. Oh,
that's right.
And then whatever happened to that guy?
What was that
He's
about?
dead. That's a guy.
Man.
That's a guy who had it to hear, like you just said, I'm going to get my fucking tank, and that's going to be me. I'm going to be in the fucking news.
Yeah.
You're fascinated. Yeah. You're just like,
stole a fucking plane.
That dude lost his fucking mind. I think he worked at the airport. Fucking hated his life, and he said, "Woo, fuck this! I'm fucking doing loop-de-loops. Yeah. Watch this." Yeah, I don't know. I think they shot him out of the sky or some shit.
Yeah,
because you wouldn't.
So I was listening to one of your last episodes, and you were talking about canna beans.
Oh yeah, canna beans. Yeah,
and it just reminded me. I think all of these people, I think they've got beans that they're trying to bang on the fence.
Yeah, every single one of them.
I think that's how they. I think it's got to be
every motherfucker with an IQ of 83.
I bet every one of those cars that's sitting there idling or shut off and nobody's in it. I bet they got like loads of beans in the fucking trunk.
It's. I don't know.
I don't know. I just. I thought of you the minute that lady was waving me on at the yield sign because that was my line. I mean, like I'm used to the other shit and I can avoid it by just not showing up on time. But when I show up, doesn't matter where I show up. If I pull up to that yield sign and somebody's waving me on, I simply refuse to go. I will not go. And she got all mad at me and didn't understand. And then the funny thing is after she went around the corner, when she finally figured out that I wasn't going to move on her whim, I followed her.
To see where this stupid bitch was going.
All the way down the street, and then we all turned left, and I followed her all the way into the city, and we all ended up at, you know where we ended up?
No clue.
City Center.
Like it's a spot. Like it's a store.
And I followed her all the way there, and I didn't tailgate.
Man, you guys were friends.
She knew I was behind her. And she had to have been wondering, like, what's next?
Okay, yeah.
Because I got, when I pointed at that yield sign, I pointed. I didn't just point at it. I pointed at it. I'm like, the fucking yield sign. And I give a fuck. There's a fucking yield sign right there. I said it out loud in my car, like she could hear me, right?
Wow.
I'm like, there's a fucking, I have the fucking yield. Will you go? And she finally got her head out of her ass. And then I followed her.
That was your toxic.
I should have been an asshole then. I should have just been followed her and just kind of toot the horn every now and then. Just
I know I was going to say, you could have just fucking
the horn for no reason. That would have been fun.
You could have high beamed her every fucking 30 feet.
That's right. Flash the high beams. She'd wonder what the hell's going on.
You'd have to stop and get
out of her car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you want? What is it?
I'd roll down the window and go, guess what? I had the fucking yield.
Oh my God. She'd be like, you fucking motherfucker.
You too.
No, that's your toxic masculinity coming out.
That's right.
You got to fucking learn to rein that in.
That's right.
That's not allowed.
But the crazy thing is that people do that around here a lot. They think that by not following the rules of the road, they're being helpful and friendly and nice. And I'm like, they establish these rules so we don't have to worry about friendly and nice and helpful. The rules are there.
Right.
We don't hit each other with our cars because we have signs. Why are you trying to? I paid for that sign. I'm using it.
Yeah, what is this unnecessary nicety? You know what I mean? It's like
I don't know.
You're just fucking holding shit up for no fucking reason because you're being. What do you do? What do you gathering fucking good points? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What exactly? Like, what? You're gonna fucking be like, oh my God, thank you. You reversed the yield so I can fucking. What? So I can fly out and then I could cause possibly a fucking accident because you're a fucking moron and some other, right? And some guy follows you because he's like, oh, that guy don't have to stop. Fuck it. And then now whose fucking fault is it? This fucking nice ass.
I blame Bible study groups.
Oh, why is that?
Because you can go in after reversing the yield and being nice and letting somebody go. You can go into your Bible study and say, I was nice this week.
Uh-huh.
That was nice. I'll get into heaven.
Is that what happens? Is that what they do?
I'm a nice person. And because of what I did to her, she's going to go in and she's going to go, I tried to be nice.
Is that what wait, what do you mean?
This guy just...
Oh, is that... Because you got to explain this to me because...
What's that?
I don't know what the fuck a Bible study group is. What is that? What is it, like an AA meeting? For
or a book. It's like a book club with only one book.
Right. So like they got to...
I guess. It's
I've never been to one. Sex Addicts Anonymous except for Jesus.
Yeah, Jesus.
So they talk about the stuff that they do in a circle or something?
They study things from the Bible.
And do they say like, well, what did you do that was like Jesus? Is that what they do?
Yeah.
Wow, I mean, that's weird.
It's like Bible-based therapy. I don't know. I don't know, man.
I would like to infiltrate one of them.
But it's like their excuse to be nice. Like, I was nice today, and I tried to be nice, and this guy was an asshole. I'm like, yeah, I was an asshole.
Wow.
I already just put up with all the people in the circle who wouldn't move, and now I'm an asshole because I wouldn't reverse the yield for you.
Well, it's like, let me ask you, nice. So that makes perfect sense because there's already a sign. So what she's doing is she's breaking the law. And she's like, I make the new laws now. She's like, go ahead, because I fucking let you. It's like, no, the power is not in your fucking hands to let you do anything, right? You're not being nice.
Exactly.
She's actually the fucking asshole. That's what it is.
What do you do to be nice?
Well, sometimes I hold the fucking door for people.
Me too.
But now I'm thinking I shouldn't. I'm like, what the fuck do I need that? Maybe they're like, don't fuck. I got arms. The fuck, I can't open my own fucking door. Get the fuck away from me. Why you got to be nice to me? What are you collecting points for Jesus? I'm thinking. You know what I mean?
What?
Because, what the fuck? Seriously, why are we here in New York? Nobody's got to be nice about nothing.
No.
I walk down the street. I can't go 10 feet without stepping in shit. How nice is that I got to dig shit out of my shoe so I don't come in my house and track it, and I don't know if it's human shit or not.
Right.
And I find out, like, let's say I come home and I leave my shoes on and I find out because I sat at the table and everything smells like shit. And I'm like, where's that shit smell coming from?
Why is there so much shit on your sidewalks?
Because it's New York City. Here's the thing. In Brooklyn.
Why is that an excuse?
What do you mean excuse?
Why is that an excuse to shit on the sidewalk?
We have dogs here.
Because it's... Well, okay, dogs.
Where the fuck else are you going to...
That's fine.
But we got people, too.
You got people shitting on your street.
People shitting right here. Yeah.
I don't understand that. I guess because they don't have any place to shit?
There's not enough bathrooms.
Oh.
I got a video. Yeah. I got a fucking...
I know. You showed me
DVR of a Chinaman came out of his fucking car at 2:30 in the fucking afternoon in the bright sunlight, comes fucking jogging 20 feet from his car, goes in front of a van, pulls his pants down. The sun is shining right on his fucking ass like he's on stage. And then he just fucking proceeds to shit right on camera. You see the shit like spooling out. Like one of them videos of how they make chicken McNuggets. It's just like, come on. And then like, he's fucking done. He doesn't even wipe his ass. You know, all he does is pull his fucking pants up. And right as he pulls his pants up, you see this fucking girl walking by going, did I just fucking see that guy's ass?
Yeah.
And then he just leaves. Like, he's like, I'm done. And there's a fucking pile like Chet sitting in front of my fucking house that I didn't even know existed until 2 nights later. I fucking come outside. I'm like, everything out here smells like shit. What is that? Where is that coming from? Why does
the
it
street cleaner hasn't been by?
Dude, that's the thing. The street cleaner? Holy
just
shit.
smears it around.
Dude, this shit was like in the middle of the fucking lockdowns too.
That's disgusting.
The shit was like, there was no street cleaners. This is called fucking shit street.
God damn.
Crazy.
So yeah, when it all goes to hell, you guys, that's the first thing that's going to happen is the streets are just going to fill up with shit.
I mean, they're already with shit, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just going to, I don't know. I don't know what's really going to happen, to tell you the truth. It's going to be way worse and we can't imagine it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, that was my rant. I needed to get that off my chest.
You know what? I'm going to change the subject then. Real quick.
Please do. I'm all set. I'm good.
I'm just going to.
I feel great. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight.
I just remembered something funny that I totally forgot about until a couple of days ago. You know that band Steely Dan?
Yes.
So you know Steely Dan is 2 guys, right? The whole fucking band is just these 2 fucking guys. I didn't know that. All I knew is that Steely Dan was music that would annoy the shit out of me because it felt like fucking Quaaludes and fucking Xanax or Ambien when it fucking started playing. And I was a kid in the back seat. That fucking Steely Dan shit would come on the fucking radio playing crazy weird chords, singing shit. Weird. And I'm just like, what is that? And then I would just immediately I couldn't fall asleep, but my eyes would get skinny like I was stoned, like I was Snoop Dogg. And I'd be like, oh my God, I'm about to fucking fall asleep. This is so painful. Can somebody please change the fucking station? Right? So anyway, I just always hated Steely Dan. I was just like, I don't know what this is. This is not normal. This is like brainwashing music or something, right? So lo and behold, this is how most of my life goes. Like most of the shit that like really rubs me the fucking wrong way, it like confronts me, you know? So like fast forward like many, many years later, like let's say fucking 25, 30, 35 years later, right? I'm fucking working. And I got this job where I got to set up this fucking equipment that goes inside of a fucking truck. And it takes me a good 2 or 3 hours to make sure this fucking equipment works before it gets on the truck. Otherwise, I'm the asshole, right? So it's very delicate, right? I'm setting it up. Lo and behold, fucking Walter Becker from fucking Steely Dan comes out. And he's like right there. Like he's his room where he likes to hang out now and like play guitar and record shit. He just fucking shuffles out in his fucking like weird slipper shoes, right? Yeah. Now, I know that he's got a room over there, so I always hear, oh, yeah, fucking Walter's got it. So maybe one day I'll see him, right? So I'm sitting there, I'm doing my shit. Fucking Walter Becker comes out. I'm like, hey, Walter, what's going on? And he's like, oh, hey, how's it going? He introduces himself to me like I don't know who the fuck he is. I'm like, yeah, how you doing? I'm just working on this fucking thing. So we're just like chit-chatting. I'm working. I don't really have time to like look at him even while I'm talking because I'm so busy because I got to do all this. I got 3 hours of work. But, you know, I'm talking to him, and he knows that, okay, cool, he's busy, whatever, and he's got nothing to do, right? He came out like he's got to fucking floss and maybe have a fucking ice cream or something, so he doesn't know. So he's, like, looking at me like, hey, I can fucking talk to this guy because I don't know who he is even. So just some bullshit, right? And then I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, I got to tell him. So, like, I stopped for a second, and I turn around. I go, hey, Walter, you know what? I was like, I got to tell you something. I said, you know, all my life, I hated your music. I was like, bro, your music would put me to sleep. And it would like, I didn't get it. I never liked it. It was terrible, in my opinion. I said,
seriously.
But then, check this out, Walter. I said, I discovered this fucking show called Classic Albums. And there was a fucking episode called Classic Albums Asia. Asia or whatever the fuck that shit is. AJA, right? Asia, right? So their fucking album.
I know which one.
Their Asia is the album. So they're doing the classic albums on that album. Have you ever seen that episode?
I haven't seen the episode, but I've heard the album plenty of times.
Dude, fuck the album. You got to watch this fucking episode. Okay. Because fuck the album. Fuck Steely Dan even. You know, that's what I'm telling Walter. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck your band. Fuck Steely Dan. Fuck all that shit. It sucks, right? But then I said, but then I watched Classic Albums Asia. You know what the fuck? I said, dude, I fucking watched that and I had no idea that that's what you guys do. And I said, you know, I became this and I became into that and now I know how to do this and I understood that. Then I fucking saw that fucking shit where you guys in the studio and I said, dude, now I get it. I said, now I fucking love Steely Dan. I said, it's because I fucking had to get dragged through the educational system of the fucking documentary that they did on your fucking album to show what the fuck it is that you do. And I said, now I get it. I said, what do you think of that, Walter? He just fucking looks at me blankly and he says, it's not for everybody. And he fucking walked away.
That's hilarious.
And I was like, thank God I got to tell him. And now he's gone. Rest in peace, Walter Becker.
Yeah. What do you think he thought about that after he walked away?
I think he was like, yeah, I get that a lot. I think that's what he was thinking.
And then he had a hamburger.
But I bet you he also thought, no one ever fucking told me that. You know that?
No one ever comes up and says it.
Not to my fucking face. Only a fucking asshole. Only a fucking asshole would say something like that. Let me tell you.
Asshole confirmed.
Well, I guess.
Good job.
Let's. What do you say? We fucking keep our eyes on the road before we fucking run over. I think
you better keep your eyes on the road. Keep your ass in the seat.
Fucking yield wrong and shit, right?
Eyes on the road, ass in the seat.
That's right.
No yield reversing. All right, asshole.
All right.
Until next time.
All right.